In a quarter of a mile, turn left onto Littleton Road.
Right, our next part of the story is we're now at Warwick Hospital. This is where it all started. Now this hospital is the one that was covered it all up. They actually escorted me out and wouldn't let me in the hospital. But they had no reason to do that at all. So far, since I've uploaded a few things, Warwickshire Social Services have clearly don't like what I've put on there, on Facebook. So what they've done is email solicitors. They want me to remove and take the child abusers off Facebook. I've told them to go and fuck themselves. They can go to the police instead. As far as I'm concerned, if anybody abuses a child, they need to be exposed. That's the problem with this fucking country. Now we're at Warwick Hospital now. I'm just trying to find a car park, and then I'm going to speak to the lovely doctors who didn't tell me nothing. There's a sepsis of an unknown source, apparently. Well, the fucking antibiotic, what was treated into my daughter, well, that treats gonorrhea. Now, the problem is with that drug is it's normally smackheads what normally get that sort of drug pumped into them, or it's
in 209
birth. One's what I gave birth was got the Hep B virus. Now, I've only got a discharge letter. If you look on my own medical record, you've actually got the full blood count, so an FBC. FBC full blood count comes with like 26 different numbers, and it's basically all the tests what we do. Now my daughter's obviously bloods went to Warwick because she had a lumbar puncture. Even though she had a lumbar puncture, got no results, got nothing. It's completely dead. Still waiting for a subject to access right on my daughter as well. I still haven't got that. So what I'm doing today is getting a subject to access at Warwick Hospital. I'm also going to, hopefully my phone don't die. I'll be trying to expose a couple of people at this hospital anyway. And as for social services, go and fuck yourself, right? You think you can take the piss out of my disabilities, manipulate me, fucking manipulate my kids, drag my kids around, do what you fucking want, and lie about it as well, because all you care about is your fucking wage packet. I've about had enough and want to fucking hang myself on a rope. I really do. Hang myself so everyone can fucking see it on social services of how far you're pushing me to my limits. Every fucking day I have to struggle. Here's Warwick Hospital. This is where she came in from an ambulance. But if anybody knows about, because my children live in Leicester. Even if they live in Leicester, you would know an ambulance source what actually comes all the way through from the Leicester Hospital. Well, from Leicester itself in Barwell. It's fucking ridiculous. There's no such thing. So why was my daughter actually taken from Leicester all the way to Warwick Hospital, pumped with an antibiotic that treats gonorrhea, and then shifted off to Birmingham Hospital with appendicitis apparently, but it wasn't that at all. But even though we had the appendicitis, there was 4 diagnoses beforehand. So as you go along, and she's come all the way back to Warwick. But believe it or not, when I got to this building here, I was told 45 minutes after the social worker told me to come here, I'm not allowed in this hospital at all costs because my daughter's here. Now, what logical reason would they wouldn't want me coming to this hospital? Because I was demanding for an STI test done. A child could get 62 infections, believe it or not. Only 26 of these infections really are, you won't notice them at all. But for girls, it affects the ovaries, so they won't be able to have
turn right.
There must be a few children out there that obviously was abused, and then later on in life they can't have children. Which unfortunately, that's not happening with my kids. If I actually got an antibody test online, I guarantee it will come back, but they've got the antibodies of the Hep B virus. So now we're going to go and try and find out a bit of information. Whether it works or not, I don't know. I make this up as I go along, to be honest with you. I've never actually fought the NHS, I've never fought social services. I've never had to even undercover a flipping child abuse case. I'm not a police officer, I'm just me with a brain tumour. But I've still got to keep fighting because I can't let this slip. Not just because of my own children, but other children what's out there what get sexually abused. So, we're here now, I think, this is the ward. I spent 5 days in the car park in this hospital. Thought my daughter was going to die. Never known anything like it. I have been told though I can't get a subject to access right. I even came in here once. I went in there and said a prayer because I didn't think I was going to see my daughter again. I thought I was going to bury her. It's the hardest thing you ever have to do in your life. Bad enough I've got two other daughters, well, a daughter and a son in Birmingham. My daughter was abused and I've only just found out that she had pinch marks all over her. So after I've dealt with all this case, I've got to go and deal with Birmingham.
To be honest, yeah.
Not disclosing information. So really, obviously 3 daughters in the care system all abused is absolutely shocking. But there's parents out there, if there's any mums and dads out there who want to join me to help me fight this, please do, and send you group messages over to me as well. I should be having an appointment with NSPCC soon as well to go to the press, so hopefully it'll go into the papers. It'll be nice to have a bit of guidance as I'm doing this, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
Proceed to the route.
Problem is, I suppose, being on tag and having a camera stuck outside your house because you know too much knowledge, because you access the dark web and you find out what really this government's all about. And it's either one, I end up dead in a police chase, or I'll end up in jail for a long time. I don't give 2 fucking shits anymore, because I still don't know if my daughters can actually give me grandchildren due to this. There's no such thing as 21st century now. We have everything. There's no such thing as an unknown source of sepsis. What a load of bollocks. And damn if I knew where I was going as well. Exactly the same as social services have got different photographs to the police, and the police got different photographs to me. But I hold all the evidence anyway. But clearly I've had the police trying to tackle me to try and keep me quiet because they've done 7 unlawful arrests this year. My complaint's in the IPCC, or IPCO. That complaint for the police is in. They've had 15 days to get back in touch with me. They haven't. So you've got Leek Wotton, I think, Leek Wotton Police. That's where they're hiring the police, so they're up here, so if I go to them. Then you've got the main Warwick Social Services up here, which is the main depot thing. So I've got to go to them as well. But I'll go back live in a second when I get to speak to a doctor or find where the children's ward is.